with a cigarette. You see this? This button goes in here when you set up.
Okay.
See? Boom, like that.
Okay.
All right?
No one told me that you were doing it right now.
Who's supposed to tell you that, Baba Booey?
Somebody is supposed to tell me.
Who's that, Baba Booey again? You, Baba Booey. Everyone's laissez-faire when it comes to my show. I got to start busting some balls around here. Some of you guys are going to be fired. Get out of here. Get out. Everyone's fired today. Go smoke a cigar.
Okay.
You know what? Take 5 of your cigarettes, roll them up into a cigar. Hey, Scott, you know how I like my bagel? How do I like it? How do I usually eat my bagel? What?
Toasted and plain.
Right. Okay. I just want to see if you knew. You there? Who's that? Baba Booey?
Hello?
Baba Booey. Nice setup on the... Hello? All right. And he still doesn't understand.
Now you got to tell him where to go.
You're supposed to stand at the side of the building, genius.
I was at the building. I'm inside now because you said you were going to do it yourself.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. He's a trip.
Baba Booey.
All right, here, Robin, you take the test. TDK wanted me to give the test to the people out on the street, but you know what? I find that it's impossible, and I'm canceling that aspect of the show. From now on, you take the test.
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey has the antenna hidden in between his big teeth. That's why you can't hear it. All right, you ready, Robin? Here we go.
Baba Booey.
Hey, get out of here, Baba Booey.
You just said forget it. We're not doing it.
All right, good. Goodbye.
So what's the problem?
So get out. So who needs you here?
Baba
But
Booey.
now you're mad at me that I came back up. I was standing there with a girl in the corner. He said, forget this. We can't do this.
It's not set up. The whole thing was not set up.
All you had to do was come out of delay. Fred can do that.
He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
Okay.
And then when I get out of delay...
But he's done it before.
The whole thing isn't set up.
He's done it.
Someone has to set this up ahead of time. How does it... Wait a second. Sit down, Gary. Fred, no. Sit down. You know why? Because now you're guilty. Who... Okay, then explain to me, Fred, the process. Who is supposed to enlighten everyone to get set up for the TDK commercial?
I told Gary.
He told me that we were... And I went out on the street.
All right, now wait a second. Fred, you tell Gary we're doing a TDK commercial.
Correct, because
who tells Scott to set it up?
I believe
that should be me, but I didn't know Scott needed to set it up. All I knew is that we had to go out of delay. That's it.
Gary,
Fred
every
usually
day
does that.
we've been doing this commercial for the last 6 weeks.
We have been doing this every day on the street.
No, forget about the street.
Right.
The TDK commercial we do.
Right.
It's a CD has to be set up and a cassette has to be set up.
Right.
Do you know that?
Yes.
Who do you think sets that up?
Scott usually comes in,
Right.
sees
Who
what time.
is in charge of telling Scott?
Howard, you want to ask? There's a
Yes?
question. Scott usually comes in and looks at that list.
So it's Scott's
and
fault.
sees what time it's on, and then he knows when we're doing the
So
test.
is it your fault or Scott's? That's all I want to know. I want to know who to blame.
Scott usually knows. I've never
Just
told.
tell me, is it your job to tell Scott or is it Scott's job to know?
If it's my job to tell Scott, I have never told him before.
Okay, so it's Scott's job.
I guess so, because I have never told him before. I never tell him that.
Whose job is it to set up for the TDK? I'm going to ask you a
Scott's
question.
job. It's
That is
Scott's job to set
In
up
other
for
words,
the
you don't have to worry about that.
I don't
That is
go. I don't
Scott's
go
job.
to Scott and tell him he sets
Scott,
it
is
for
this the truth?
He sets it up on his own.
It's all set up except for the B button, but I didn't know exactly when. I'm working on Best Of. I'm not listening to the show. I
So who's
came in
supposed
the
to-
last break. I said,
Who is supposed to take me out of delay?
I usually do that.
You do that.
Right.
I see. Is anyone in charge of telling you to do that, or are you supposed to do that on your own?
I'm supposed to do that when the commercial is coming up, but
All right.
if I don't
so from
know
now on,
when,
you have got to be aware. Do you
but I
need
can't
someone-
sit and listen to the show.
So why don't you arrange for? If you can't sit and listen to the show, why don't you arrange for somebody to tell you ahead of time?
Usually they've been telling me. I've been telling Ganji, let me know when the.
Now, why doesn't Ganji know? Fred, did you tell Ganji we were doing
No,
this?
I did not.
You did
because
not.
I told Gary. And
So are you the culprit in this?
I very well may be.
You are the culprit.
I guess I am.
So it is your fault.
No.
Are you willing to
wanna
accept
know- you wanna know
responsibility?
something?
Who is accepting
You wanna know something?
responsibility?
This is my responsibility.
Oh, you're now accepting
I'll accept
responsibility.
I
Why are
haven't
you
told-
accepting responsibility?
Because I did not.
You know what? You know why you're accepting responsibility? I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
Because you want to be a big hero here, and you know what? Even if you accept responsibility, you know nothing will happen to you. There's no consequence involved.
That's not true.
No. But meanwhile, I've now spent 15 minutes on this friggin' commercial.
And you should thank me.
Don't accept responsibility if it's not your responsibility.
You should thank me.
Hey, Gary, I'm not laughing.
There's nothing to laugh about.
I'm not thanking you for nothing today.
You didn't thank me for anything any day.
You're damn right I don't. I'm not going to rely on you for my job.
I'm your boy. To smack around and kick around.
Don't accept responsibility because you want to be some kind of hero on the air. If you knew it meant your job, would you accept responsibility? No, you wouldn't.
What are you talking
It
about?
wasn't your responsibility. It was Fred's responsibility.
No, it wasn't. It was mine.
Don't come in like some kind of hero.
What? You just wanted me to explain.
You didn't explain anything. You told me it was Scott's responsibility. You
Now I'm here-
cleared yourself of all charges.
Fine.
Now, 3 seconds later, you're accepting all responsibility.
Fine.
Because you're a big jackass. That's why.
No. I learned from the biggest.
Charles Lindbergh, Baba Booey's going down.
Baba Booey.
It's unbelievable. Don't accept. You just cleared yourself of all charges. Why would you now accept responsibility?
Because now, believe it or not, I feel I am responsible.
Oh, now you've thought it over and you're responsible. Now, tell me how you're responsible.
Because I did not know that somebody should let Ganji know when we're doing the commercial.
But Fred knew that, so it's Fred's responsibility.
Okay, that's fine.
So why are you accepting
I
responsibility?
figured
big
if Fred
shot?
told me, I'm not being a big shot.
You're being a big shot on the air.
I'm trying to get my.
I'll accept responsibility. You're
Ah,
gonna be
shut
Fred's,
up.
You're going to be Fred's pal. And don't
Shut
tell me to
up.
shut up. Hey,
I'm not-
Gary.
I'm not
Hey,
accepting
Gary. I'm
responsibility.
not shutting up because you know
I'm
something,
trying
Gary?
to cover for myself
No.
before it's too late.
I'll tell you why I'm not shutting up.
Why?
Because this goes on every day with the commercial, and when you have a radio show and you got to sit here and you're
Right.
trying to move things along, Gary, you want people. I got 3 guys here in charge of the TDK commercial, and not one of them can get it right. So why should I shut up? Don't tell me to shut up. When you do a radio show and things aren't going well,
All right.
we'll see how well you handle it.
Okay.
Mr. No Pressure in my life with the art cells.
And you know
Art
what?
cells, bull.
If I have friggin' art cells, it has nothing to do with whether there's pressure in my
It's
life.
got, you know
you
something?
create
You
plenty
have
of
no pressure. And when you're
I
under
got plenty of pressure.
when you're under pressure like I am, and you're under pressure for the ratings, and you'll tell me
I'm
why
not
the
saying
TDK
I'm
commercial
under-
isn't done.
I'm not saying I'm under more pressure than you.
So don't be a
but just
wise
because
ass.
you're under a lot doesn't mean that no one else can be under any.
Hey, Bolf, why don't you relax? Yeah, why don't I relax?
Who said relax?
All right, I tell you what. I'm going to skip the
Who said
TDK
relax?
commercial, and we'll see if they want to pay for it. And we'll
Who
see if
said-
they pay your salary. They'll
Who
take it out of
said-
your check. They'll take the $2,000 that TDK pays for that commercial
Who
out of
said
your check.
relax? Who said relax?
You told me to shut up.
There's a difference.
And don't tell me to shut up.
I'm sick of getting yelled at.
I don't care. Then leave the room. No one invited you in.
I'm ready to leave.
Goodbye. Sick of getting yelled at. Comes in here. He clears himself all responsibility. Then he's going to be a big shot. And I guess I will take responsibility, Bolf. If you're going to take responsibility, be prepared to deal with me then. I'm going to take responsibility. He's not taking any responsibility, big wise ass. He's being a big shot. I'm taking responsibility. I take responsibility. That's unbelievable. He's taking responsibility. Meanwhile, he's not taking responsibility. Fred took responsibility, and then he's going to be Fred's pal. He's going to, hey, it's my fault. Fred, from now on, tell
See,
Ganji to tell Scott to
I
set
made a
up.
mistake. I told Gary, assuming that he would go down the hall. That's why I made an effort to tell
Baba Booey's
Gary.
going to be a pal now. He's going to take your responsibility. He just cleared himself of all charges, and now he's got to take responsibility.
From now on,
Yeah.
Mr. Ganji gets the word.
That's like Robin saying now, oh, no, it's my fault. It's okay. Everybody's clear. My fault.
Jackie admits full
My
responsibility.
fault. Now, guys, every day you can assume we're going to do 2 TDK commercials. We're going to go out on the street.
I know that.
Fred is going to tell Ganji.
Yep.
Ganji's going to tell somebody.
Me.
Scott.
He's going to tell me.
Scott going to tell Baba Booey. I got 9 guys. That's the problem. Nobody's doing anything.
We
Yep.
always have breaks in the chain.
Gary told me earlier to set up for the street test.
You know, because I'm a laissez-faire kind of guy. I'm an easygoing guy, so they can get away with it. But I got to start busting ass around here. You know what you ought to do, Scott, as a reminder?
Yes.
So the chain doesn't break down. Write it backwards on your head. And then when you look in the mirror in the morning, it'll remind you. You say TDK.
See,
Right,
that's why you're the boss. I never thought of that.
right here. Jackie, write TDK backwards on his head. There you go. Jackie's writing it on his head. Scott, I was kidding.
Oh.
All right. And then Baba Booey, him I love. He's a defender of all people. He didn't know
Baba
when to
Booey.
keep his mouth shut. It wasn't
Well,
his
you
fault.
know, he basically realized this is a good job to take on because it doesn't mean I have to do anything.
Right. But I don't know what job he takes on. He
Well,
should be
the
in
whole
charge.
idea of him that he's going to now take responsibility for something that he has nothing to do.
He had absolutely
with.
nothing to do with. He told me he had nothing to do with it. I accepted it. But he's got a clamor in there. He is Fred accepting responsibility. Okay, I'll accept responsibility. Fred will
But
think
that
about it.
doesn't mean he knows a solution to the problem, and now he's going to make sure it gets fixed.
Yeah, so, okay, you know what, Baba Booey? Since you accept responsibility in this, tomorrow I'll hold you responsible for the TDK commercial. Now you're in charge of it.
Now, if it doesn't work, it is your fault.
He thinks going into the street is a field trip. You can go relax. Do you accept responsibility for this?
No, and John will be going out on the street for the second test
Baba
today.
Booey.
Good. And Baba
Wait,
Booey.
you know what?
Don't-
I'm going to do you a big favor.
Yeah.
I'll do you a big favor. Since I'm such a screw up and a moron,
Yes.
I'll take myself out of the mix completely.
No, you accepted responsibility. Now you're in charge of it. This guy's unbelievable. I say to him, is it your responsibility? No. Okay, how is it not your responsibility? He explains himself. I accept it. I get to the bottom of it and find out Fred's the culprit.
Yep.
And now he's accepting responsibility. So now that he's accepted responsibility, Robin,
Let him have it.
he's in charge of the TDK
Even
commercial.
if he's not involved in it. If he's not the man on the street, he's still responsible for it coming off well.
Yeah. Baba guilty.
Baba Booey.
He don't know when to keep his mouth shut. Just doesn't know with me. Telling me to shut up. A knucklehead. I think he's flipped his lid. Now let's take the stupid test. And by the way, John was always supposed to go out on the street. Baba Booey's horrible in the street.
Baba Booey.
John's so much funnier with that stupid stutter of his. Take a TDK test.
Here's somebody coming down the street.
I'll tell you, I don't believe this. I can't even get the commercials on right.
It's a complete breakdown.
What's going on?
He left the mic on.
He left the mic on. Where is he?
He's in the office.
Let me turn
Drop
it
dead,
off.
you bald jerk.
Oh, man. All I said was he left the mic on and he's in the office.
Yeah,
And
how's
that's
that your
He left the
fault?
mic on. He left the mic on.
I tried to defend you by saying you told me to set the thing up earlier.
The mic on when your head's burning.
Why are you arguing with me?
To throw some eggs on and watch it smoke.
Hey, Baba Booey, I hope you learn your lesson. Don't accept responsibility and be a big shot.
Yes.
You got it?
Whatever you say is truth.
That's what Baba Booey does.
If you say that I should jump off a bridge, I'm ready to kill myself.
You're starting to act like Baba Booey.
Oh, you mean I was a character before?
Yeah, now you're a real cartoon. Where are you right now?
I'm at the desk.
What are you doing?
I am going through your mail.
All right, good. That's something you're
You
good
know, you
at.
should keep that mic on the whole time.
In fact, here's a letter right here. Cottage cheese butt Stern it's addressed to.
Yeah?
I'm going to open it now.
Hey, Gary,
Yes, boss.
you understand why you did wrong?
Partially.
You still don't even... All right, very good. You know what? Maybe you need to repeat after me.
Oh, no.
I
know,
can't
that'll
because
help
you know
you.
what? I can't see you, so I can't repeat.
No, this will be good for you. In fact, you've never repeated in a remote situation.
True.
For Christmas,
For Christmas,
I will
I will
get at least one thing right.
get at least one thing right.
I
am
confused because
because
it's a new season.
it's a new season.
The stress
The stress
of marriage,
Hold on. Shut up. The interns are laughing at me.
the stress of marriage,
The stress of marriage
and new markets
and new markets
and flossing
and flossing
is all too much for Baba Booey.
is all too much for Baba Booey.
Right. All right. Now, you're at your desk right now?
Yes.
All right. You now slam the drawer on your head. All right. Very good. There
Baba
he is.
Booey.
Baba Booey. You got to love
Baba
him.
Booey.
What are we doing? A TDK commercial?
Yes, I think so.
Baba Booey.
I was supposed to be hawking 1-800-52-STIRRED, and here I
By
am.
now, yes.
That's why I'm really upset. I got a reprieve from the house that makes these, that prints these up, whatever they call it, copies them. And I can get them to you in time for Christmas till Tuesday. That's it. I got a
If
little...
you call now, right up until Tuesday.
Yep. And I wanted to read all the lovely letters we've gotten on Butt Bongo Fiesta, except I'm now still in the TDK commercial 10 minutes later. I'm Baba exhausted.
Baba Booey.
All right, let me see now. Let's see if this is
The
set
best
up.
part
Now it's
about
not
the
set up
argument-
because I've had
Oh,
it running.
dear.
I've had it running the whole
I'll do
time.
it.
Oh, goodness. The best part about the argument was at one point, Gary was trying to articulate himself, and he started snorting at the end of every sentence.
Did he? We'll have to play that back. Did you start snorting?
Baba Booey.
There was one time he said something, and at the end of it was, that's why I was laughing.
Was it through his nose or through his mouth?
I don't know where it came from.
Baba
I think
Booey.
it was his nose.
My friend has a tape of it.
Baba Booey. Baba Booey. Baba Booey. Baba Booey.
It was like, I take
Baba Booey.
responsibility.
Was it on
Baba
I Take
Booey.
Responsibility?
I don't know. It was just, he was really trying to pronounce something very well, and he was getting every syllable out, and he ended with a D.
Both.
And then he snorted.
I'll take responsibility, D.
Yeah.
Baba Booey. Baba Booey.
That's funny, Fred. You're putting together those sound effects, and that was the guy who was trying to take the rap for you.
Baba Booey.
All right, let me do the TDK test right now. Here we go.
And he yells at me.